Okay, so let's jump straight into this. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw cars and how to make your own concept cars. This is a book that has a lot of my concept cars that I've made using this method. This is the best method that I've found for myself, and I will be showcasing that in this video. If y'all please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more art videos and tutorials. So let's jump straight into this. Thank you so much for the support lately too, by the way, guys. Got a lot of views on that last video and I'm just so happy. Hopefully these Wednesdays will just blow up. So first, what you want to start off with, you want to draw a straight line across. That's your horizontal line for the horizon. So that will be the bottom of your car. Everything will be lined up to that bottom. And this is just my method. There's other ways. So now you just want to pencil in 2 circles for the wheels. Space them apart however far you want, but I'd space them at least the same distance, if that makes sense. So right here I'm drawing the side of the bottom of the car and then the wheel weld. So you just kind of line that up, you make it dip in a little so you can still see the tires of the car. And this is all depending on what type of car you're going to draw, what type of concept car you want to make. I like to do a lot of tuners and sports cars, but you could use the same method with trucks and SUVs or whatever. So all 3 of those lines, you can see the wheels are the same distance apart. But like I said, it's up to you. It's all a matter of looking at it. So right here we're sketching out different headlights for the car. I like to make a little box sometimes and then just draw out different types of headlights that might look cool on the car. And ultimately I go with one of these designs somewhat, but I tweaked it up a little bit, make it look nicer. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the headlights that I liked. You kind of just put them where you think they should go for you, because all cars are different. I put them pretty close to the wheel, at least. And then the other side, with this perspective, you won't be seeing that headlight the way it's drawn. If you draw it more towards the middle, then you'll see it more on the other side, but in this case you won't see it on the other side, so you just draw one headlight. Drawing the line across for the hood is usually my next step. Now I'm just kind of shading in the tires so that I can see what width I want the tires, if I want them thick, if I want them thin. I like this, about this thickness. And I'm drawing with a Sharpie so it's easier to see for y'all, but usually I would be drawing with like a mechanical pencil or something and then just lining it in with a Sharpie or Sharpie pen. Sharpie pens work really good, they have a fine tip. So that's the front bumper right there. I drew a little lip on the bottom, connected that to the line because that's where the line's gonna be, and then did the same for the side skirt. Also, sorry that my hand's kind of blocking this. The way I filmed it and I'm right-handed. I should have put the camera on the left side, but I hope this tutorial still helps you. So right there I put a little vent. You can add a lot of vents and whatever else you want to it just to give it that nice unique style. You don't want it to be too boxy or too plain, you know. Right here I'm shading in the grill. You can make this any shape you want. I made it like kind of a Mazda look effect to it. Mazda has those big open grills in the front. Right here I'm kind of just adding detail to the side skirts, making them kind of add to the bottom. This car is very low. You don't have to make it this low. Like I just added those extra side skirts and stuff to make it lower. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. It's easy to change. This is the back bumper I was just working on. Just draw, like most of the time you don't see the back, so. And here's the side mirror. I like to draw the side mirror before I draw the window, just to see where it should go. I think that's a nice placement. You put it a little bit above the wheel weld, but to the right. So the top right is usually good. And most of the times you won't see that on the other side either unless you're doing a different perspective. Like I said, this is a perspective that I use a lot to draw cars from my head, you know, just concept cars or whatever I just feel like doodling out. So now we're moving straight into the side window. So the side window, there's different styles you could do for it. I did more of like a round with a little vent to kind of give it a little detail. That's the first one, and then the second one is, the first one's kind of, it's plain. This one wanted to add a little more roundish to it, and then add a little vent kind of coming off the side. I think I like that one a lot. I'll probably go with that one, maybe. I don't know, this one's, yeah, that one's too boxy. I think I'm gonna go with the one with the vent. So once you got the idea of the window, or the side window that you want done, then you just use that as a reference, that drawing you just did of the window, and just put that in. And you have to kind of like work around the mirror. You don't want it to be too high up, and you don't want it to be too low. With this is like in between a sports car. It's basically a sports car. It's in between a tuner and an exotic car. So I like drawing a lot of sports cars too. So I think that looks good. The hardest part for me, I would have to say, is drawing the top line from the front window to the back window, because it always either comes out too round or too boxy, but you can always erase that and fix that later. I think this came out okay once I draw it. So yeah, I basically take from the part that I think it would go at in the front where the hood's at, I take a line, I mark it up for the front window, and then I connect it to the back window to make that whole like housing of the whole cabin, you know. And I didn't really like the back of this. I probably could have did that a little better. It's a little weird. I mean, it's between a sports car and an exotic car, like I said. And with the doors, you want to just line up with the wheel weld, and then the back part of the door, just make a cool like triangle effect, almost like line it up with the back door too. And then there I just added another vent. I think I'm gonna add like a little ducktail wing, but also I'm gonna show different wings that you could possibly put on there. There's numerous options you could choose for anything on here, honestly. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the wing section. Now your car doesn't have to have wings. A lot of cars don't. A lot of cars have built-in wings or ducktails, but I like to just draw some out. I like the plain wings from tuners. My favorite thing recently is like I forgot what it's called. It's like mounted to the bumper, basically. A rear mounted wing, I guess is what you call it. Those are fun to draw, but they're very detailed. These are just easy little sketches, so they're not going to look great, but it's just me kind of sketching out ideas. It's very important to sketch out ideas for each part of the car before you put it on the car. Unless you're using like a pencil, then you can erase it, and it just depends on how you're doing it. All cars look different too. So like I said, this is the rear mounted wing, which always looks cool, but I think for this one we're just going to go with a simple ducktail wing. It'll look good, it'll look like stock almost. The back end is kind of Mustang-ish. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like a muscle sport car. I don't know. I could have did that a little better, but like I said, from the examples at the beginning, you get so many different results if you just kind of think outside the box and do different things. So now we're sketching out some wheels. So I got the wheel section. I'm just drawing tires, shading those in so I can get all the thickness of the tire. And to make it more 3D, you kind of just draw like a half moon shape inside of it. So that's a deep dish tire right there, or rim. And then this kind of like a not so deep dish rim, and then you just don't want a deep dish, then there you go. So I like to draw little ovals, fill those in. It makes a decent rim. I need to work on making different types of wheels, but that's a good effect. It's very effective when you're doing like just concept art sketches like this of vehicles. So yes, I'm going to use those two. Traditionally, a lot of cars I've noticed, have deep dish wheels in the back. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to put the deep dish wheel in the back. And now we're going to put the not so deep dish wheel in the front, so that it gives it that effect that the back has a deep dish and the front doesn't. So they're kind of like, I don't know, it looks nice. It looks better than both wheels being really deep into the wheel weld. Also, it's all preference, whatever you want to do. Basically, that line at the beginning is the foundation for everything. And you can do different perspectives with it, but it's the best thing to use. And here it is. That's the finished product. I would change the back a little, but it's got that retro feel to it. It's a nice looking concept, and you could just bust out a bunch of concepts like it. So yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Hopefully this tutorial helped y'all. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.